Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Nightmare here, and this is my first ever podcast. I want to see how this goes. Never done this before, so I'm just gonna kind of jump right into what I'm going to be doing, I guess. So essentially, what I'm going to be doing here on this show is I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the kind of the gaming side of things. A couple of cool games that are coming out, a couple of updates on some good MMOs and stuff like that. Uh, we've got games coming out, from all across the spectrum. Games that are currently in pre-order, games that are currently out now. We got pre-order ready for the new South Park game. We got the pre-purchase for Battlefield, or not Battlefield. I'm sorry, Call of Duty World War II. We got what is it? The pre-purchase for Shadows of War, the sequel to Shadow of Mordor. You got what else we got here? Total War Warhammer 2. I believe just came out today. I've already been hearing so many good things about that, and it sounds like a great game. A couple of downsides to it is that I've heard that the graphics on some people, even if they're running on Ultra, can be seen as a little more downgraded or even similar to that of the original, or like the first Total War Warhammer. So that might be something to consider. However, gameplay mechanics I've heard are phenomenal. There's a couple of new games on the upcoming list on the Steam section. A great game called Heaven, Heavn. It looks really nice. It's a first person type of game. It is like Steam controller like supported. However, people don't really like the whole Steam controller thing. But it's a single player first person shooter set in like a sci-fi, almost like Mars. They don't necessarily say that it's Mars, but it is like this kind of canyon red star that you're on, where there's kind of like abandoned observational areas and habitats and stuff like that. I believe there is a rover. There is some action elements to it. However, it's not necessarily action elements to the point of say fighting creatures or anything like that. But more or less kind of fighting the environment. You're going to find environmental fires, chemical-based, what would you call it? Like emergencies or hazards, like some kind of chemical hazard. So that's Heaven. We got a new trailer that just dropped for Red Dead Redemption 2, and it looks amazeballs. I am already starting to love that. But then, if you notice the title, we're gonna be talking about two main updates on some MMOs. That being Star Trek Online and Star Wars: The Old Republic. Now, with Star Trek Online, they just came out with Escalation, which I believe is their update for episode 13. These are, like, from what I've noticed, Escalation is kind of going back more to the going up against the Klingons, because I'm noticing, on the from the launch trailer, you get to go to new planets. Like, they are bringing in new planets, city type planets, more like a kind of like an underground, like scummy type of planet and stuff like that. You do fight up against Klingons. You got the Romulans. You got these newer, like almost like triangle type of ships. I don't know what they are yet. I have not really seen anything coming out for that. There will be a PC patch for the celebration of the 30th anniversary of, I believe, is it the Next Generation, or is it 25? No, yeah, it's 25. There's going to be a PC patch notice on the 28th of September for the 25th anniversary of the Next Generation. So yeah, that's Star Trek Online. And then when it comes to Star Wars, there are a couple of patch notices coming up within the week. Well, kind of like the end of this week, start of next week of September. One of the big things that is coming out is that the Crisis on Umbara, which if anyone knows anything about Umbara before playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, is Umbara was a planet that later on, after the Old Republic game, was a major battleground for, in the Clone Wars campaign. The Clone Wars, obviously, I'm talking about the TV series. So, yeah. If you guys remember that episode, it was like the episode with General Krell, the four-armed Jedi who ended up who was like a secret Sith. But yeah, now the Crisis on Umbara is now live. And that looks extremely cool. You know, you get to fight up new monsters, new enemies like the Umbarans, obviously. And the Umbarans are very radical people, like insurgents on their own planet. You get to fight up against them, fight up against some type of robots. I'm assuming it's their stuff. New cartel packs are out live and stuff like that. Something else that's now live. I'm trying to. I'm gonna check out if it's recent or not. Nope. Anywho. So yeah. If you guys are fans of either Star Trek Online or Star Wars: The Old Republic, then get ready for episode 13 or 13.5 for Star Trek Online, and then also the Crisis on Umbara from Star Wars on the Old Republic. It says right here for the Old Republic, for the Crisis on Umbara, this is the game update 5.4. You had Defend the Throne, War of Lokoth, the Nar Shaddaa Summer, the Sisters of Carnage, and now this is the new one. It says, prepare to lead the ultimate covert assault, battle your way across a moving train, brave the wilds of a dark new world, and more in a high-stakes new flashpoint. When a deadly traitor is tracked to the shadow world of Umbara, you'll need to lead a strike team to confront the betrayer before the galaxy is torn back into war. With multiple challenge modes available, you can choose to experience the new storyline with your companions or fight alongside up to 3 friends to earn legendary rewards. You can take a closer look at the new Flashpoint and Stronghold in the Crisis of Umbara gameplay and rewards blog, and learn more about the new planet Umbara in the short story Trading Scars. So anything you guys want to go ahead and search up on that, obviously head to swtor.com/Eternal Throne, and check out all that good stuff from Umbara. And then when it comes to Star Trek Online for escalation, go ahead and head over to arcgames.com/en/game/Star Trek Online. You can see it right there, right in the middle. Yeah. So, other than that, let's talk about some other stuff. So, again, this is my first time doing a podcast. So I guess, a little bit of a background on me. I'm 20 years old. I live in the United States, if you can't tell by the accent. West Coast guy. Play a shit ton of video games. Like, a lot of video games. When I'm not busy making a fool out of myself on the internet or, geeking out on video games, I am a National Guardsman for the state of Arizona. I'm an 11 Bravo infantryman, and I've been an 11 Bravo infantryman for 8 months now. So yeah, that is me. Another game that had come out recently, back on the 21st. This came from the guys from Anvil Studios. They're up and coming. This is their first game. Is Holdfast: Nations at War. It is an amazing game from just the pictures and videos that I've seen. I've got plenty of friends who have played it. It looks kind of like the Napoleonic DLC for Mount and Blade Warband, but a hell of a lot more updated, more 2017. Guys, think of it like War of Rights, but in the Napoleonic era. There's naval sieges, there's ground combat, line combat, skirmishes, like base sieges, like in castles. When you're on your ship, you can fucking man a cannon. I mean, seriously, who wouldn't want to be a cannoneer in in Her Majesty's Royal Navy, or Napoleon's Navy? I mean, I think that's pretty badass. So if you're interested in a multi-front, Napoleonic era third-person shooter, this game has 125 players per server. That is insane. That matches up with a lot of other multi-front games, such as what was that? What was that one game? The space one. Ah, God, it's gonna bug the hell out of me if I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna make a huge fucking fool out of myself. God, it'll come to me in a second. I gotta search it up. I gotta start searching it up now. But if you should know what I'm talking about. I mean, like World War II Online. I'm looking it up. Don't think that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, I'm looking all of this up. But think about it like World War II Online. Where there is a front line, and you're fighting against, you and actual players on your team are fighting against other actual players on the enemy team, and you're either pushing them back or you're getting pushed back. Just large scaled combat. Either in a foreign country or your home country, you're defending your soil. I think that is pretty badass. Let's see what else. But yeah, that's Holdfast, Nations at War. We got another new game out on Steam for Killer Instinct. Now this looks pretty interesting. It's more of a take on probably your Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat type of things. I love the what do you call it? The description of it. The legendary fighting franchise is back with over-the-top action, a wild cast of combatants, rocking reactive music, and combo breakers. That just the description right there, pretty badass, I gotta say. Choose your ultimate combatants, each with fluid animations, unique combat tactics, and enthralling special attacks. This is from the publisher is Microsoft Studios, and the developer is Iron Galaxy. Iron Galaxy. Again, this is a first time for them. I believe that there was a Killer Instinct game before this, but doesn't really seem like it's from the guys who made this new one. But yeah, Killer Instinct. If you're into your fighting games, that's a good one. It's out on Steam for $30. Let's see here. Oh, so there's a publisher weekend going on right now from September 28th to October 2nd. You can save up to $75 or not $75, 75% off the entire catalog from Warner Brother Games. Now Warner Brothers have made some pretty awesome games. Let's take out Mad Max for example. That one was but Batman Arkham Knight, the new Shadow of War game, Mortal Kombat X, Shadows of Mordor, all what is it? Like pretty much all the Batman games, the Lego games, like Lego The Hobbit, Lego Star Wars, Lego City Undercover, Lego World, Lego Lord of the Rings, DC Superheroes, Harry Potter, Avengers, Lego Movie, Jurassic World, and then my personal favorite on this list, with all those games, it's all those games are really cool and stuff like that. I enjoy and respect a lot of these games and the time that these creators put into them. But my personal favorite that is on here is the Fear Collection. Fear 2 and Fear 3. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of Fear 3 just because they took away from the horror genre and they made it into just like this team-based shoot-'em-up type of game. But Fear 2 Project Origin, probably one of the scariest games when it came, of its time when it came out back in 2009. I mean, shit, in 2009, how old was I? That was, 8 years ago? So 8 years ago, I was 12. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Now, weirdly enough, they did not put the original Fear in the in the in like the bundle, like the savings package. Now I assume that's just because it's already down to $9.99, but like with Fear 2 they put that down from $15, 75% off to $4. So really weird why they wanted to go ahead and do that. I mean, even putting it at 50% off is still $5, $4.99. So I don't know. Couple of awesome specials are happening right now as well. And when it comes to like the Lego games, I mean, let's go ahead and take a trip back to memory lane. Who here was into the original Lego Star Wars games? That was pretty awesome. I enjoyed the Lego Star Wars games. It was pretty cool. Yeah, we got a couple of good specials here right now on Steam. We got Tomb Raider Sleeping Dogs, Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider reboot, from $20 to $5. That's 75% off. Sleeping Dogs from 85% off from $30 to $5. And out of left field from Ubisoft is the entire Assassin's Creed collections. Like all the Assassin's Creed games. Right, the original Assassin's Creed for $7, Assassin's Creed 2 for $7, Assassin's Creed Revelations for $7, Brotherhood for $7, Assassin's Creed 3 for $7, Black Flag for $7. Where's the other one? Freedom Cry. That one I didn't play. But that one's for $6. Where is Unity? I know I saw Unity here. Oh, well, Liberation is for $7. Syndicate is for $15 from $40. Unity is $10 from $30. Rogue is $7 from $20. So there are a lot of really good deals out there right now. If you're an Assassin's Creed fan, I'm a really big Assassin's Creed fan. You know, that has to be to just be some pretty amazing deals right there if you're anything like an Assassin's Creed fan like I am. There is a special promotion out for Grand Theft Auto 5 for those who have a extremely awesome computer, unlike me. For those who are into Grand Theft Auto 5, there is a special promotion that ends on October 2nd. It takes the game down from $60 to $36. That is a 40% off. So that's awesome. There's only one discount when it comes to your Shark Cash cards. If you want to get some easy cash from the store without having to grind because you're lazy as shit like I am. No deals on the Red Shark, Tiger Shark, Bull Shark, Great White, or Whale Shark. Those are all the same price. The Megalodon. Now it's 15% off. It's still a hell of a lot of money. But if you're someone who can, who has a shit ton of money for some reason, you can get the Megalodon shark card. That's $8 million in game from $100. Now that's down to $85. I'm sure that ends on the same day that the Grand Theft Auto special ends, which is October 2nd. So yeah, Grand Theft Auto is awesome. I love Grand Theft Auto. I have it for my Xbox. Let's see. Let's see if I missed anything. I'm not sure if I missed anything or not. Divinity 2. Been watching a lot of videos on Divinity 2 recently. Seen like Quill18. Anyone watches Quill18 out there? Guy who plays a lot of Hearts of Iron, a lot of EU4, a lot of Stellaris, a lot of Grand Strat games. Crusader Kings was probably my favorite from him. Anyone watches him, he's been playing some Divinity Original Sin 2. I thought that was a pretty good looking game. I did not like the character customization. I can say that if you're, if you like your character customization, you like to make your character look like you, or make a character of your own, there is not a whole lot of customization options, which is sad to say. The mechanics itself is really good. I enjoyed watching the mechanics and stuff like that, the combat play. But that's just one gripe that I have about the game, is that I wish that they put in a little bit more customization options. So yeah. But anyway, To those who end up watching either on YouTube, SoundCloud, or any other platform that I put this on, let's go ahead and get a question of the week, because I plan on doing this weekly. Since the topic is mainly around Star Trek, which was the season 13 release, or episode 13 release, and Star Wars, which was the Crisis on Umbara release, let's go ahead and put a question out there. Who here plays what? Not even plays. Who's a fan of what? Are you a fan of Star Trek, or are you a fan of Star Wars? I'll go ahead and put mine out there. I like both, but I grew up on Star Wars. I grew up going to see Episode 1. I grew up watching Episode 2, Episode 3. I saw Rogue One. I saw Episode 7, and I'm waiting to see Episode 8. I can say that I'm more of a Star Wars fan than I am a Star Trek fan, but that being said, I am also like 5 seasons out of the 7 seasons deep out of the Next Generation. I don't know if I want to watch the original series. I've heard that it's not all that's cracked up to be, you know, like when it comes to, like, if you watch the Next Generation and then go back and watch the original series, you're probably not going to like it. And that's just what I heard. So, I mean, if anyone's into Star Trek, you know, good on you, because I do like Star Trek. I just don't like Star Trek enough to say that, you know, that it trumps over Star Wars. You know, because it's like, they both kind of started around the same time, if you think about it. I mean, the original series started in 76, and the original Star Wars started in 77, but it's just like, Star Trek didn't get into the movies until, like, I think, like, the mid-80s. And by then, Star Wars was already 2 movies deep with a shit ton of merchandise and toys and all that kind of stuff. I mean, hell, my mom's boyfriend, he has an old robotic R2-D2 that you put batteries in and it moves around on its own. And this is from like 1987, 1988. You know, so I mean, it's like, you can't really top something like that. I mean, especially with toys like that. And keep this in mind. This is when he was in Japan. His dad, I believe, he was there on base with his dad, because his dad was in the Air Force or something like that. So I mean, you know, I just really like Star Wars over Star Trek, but at the same time, I really like Star Trek. It's really weird for me to say that I like both, because I do like both when it comes to certain things. I can't say that I like Deep Space Nine. I'm probably gonna try and get through the first couple episodes of Deep Space Nine, but if I can't, I might go to Voyager. But I mean, I've seen all the Star Wars movies like 30 times each. I remember when I was a kid, like 6 or 7 years old, I actually stayed up for almost 48 hours straight watching all of the Star Wars movies, everything from episode 1, or not, well, what am I talking about? Everything from like because episode 1 didn't come out. Did episode 1 come out when I was 6? It might have. I'm thinking I watched every Star Wars movie from episode 1, episode 4, 5, and 6. And then later on, as you know, once, you know, like 2003 or 2002 and 2005 came around, when episode 2 and episode 3 came out, then I binge watched those for, you know, like 30 times. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and cut this up. We're at about 30 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go ahead and try and make one of these every week, and you might see a couple of special guests on here. You know, a couple of my friends at some point. Anyway, this is Nightmare, and I will see you guys next week.